On the board, you have evaluate log 4 base root 2 plus log 16 base half minus log 32 base 4. Now, to be able to trash this, first of all, we need to equate all the base. The bases here must be all equated. Now, how do we equate these? Very important. Before we can equate this, first of all, you look at the first base. The first base has root 2. We need to remove this root 2 from there because we can't solve having root 2. And how do we remove the root 2? First of all, we need to change this root 2 to something on the board. This root 2 is the same thing as 2 raised to the power 1 over 2. This root 2 you're seeing is the same as 2 raised to the power 1 over 2, 2 raised to the power half. So we replace this root 2 now with this. Now, so it will be log 2 base 2 raised to the power of 1 over 2, then you have your 4. So it will be log 4 in base 2 raised to the power of 2. Remember I told you it can be replaced as this. Then you have your plus, you have your log. Now, if you look at this, the base here is half. Log 16 in base 1 over 2. Base 1 over 2. This 1 over 2 you're seeing here can be changed. We need to change it to something. What? Now it will be 1 over 2 here, according to the law of indices, is the same thing as 2 raised to the power minus 1. This 1 over 2, according to indices, 1 over 2 is the same thing as 2 raised to the power minus 1. How? This 1 here you're seeing is this raised to the power minus 1. This over you are seeing changes to minus, then this 2 becomes this. Okay, another example of this is 1 over 3, for example. When you have 1 over 3, changing it will become this 3 you're seeing here, the denominator, becomes a whole 3. This over here changes to raised to the power of minus, then this 1 becomes this. See it? So we change this base, which is this half, to 2 raised to the power minus 1. Our aim of doing this is to be able to equate the base. So there will be 2, 2, 2. So before we can now solve. Now this will be log 16 in base 2 raised to the power minus 1. Now you have your log. If you watch, I told you we need to equate all to be 2, 2. Now, this is log 32. This is having 4 there. Our aim is to equate all the base. Why this is having 4? So to equate this now, to equate this base to it will be 2 base 2 raised to the power of 2, which will give us 4. Base 2 raised to the power of 2, which gives us 4. If you watch, we've equated all the base. This is 2, 2, 2. But in these bases having 2, there are something attached to the bases. So we need to get rid of these powers on the bases so that the base 2 will be alone. This basis you're seeing here, which is it, will be alone. How should we do it? Now, according to the law of indices, the law says that whenever a base is having a power, look for the reciprocal of that power and use it to multiply the log itself. Now, if you watch now, this base is having a power of half. Look for the reciprocal of this half and use it to multiply the log. So the reciprocal of this half now, reciprocal of 1 over 2 is equal to 2 over 1. The inverse of it, 1 over 2 is 2 over 1. So 2 divided by 1 is 2. So the reciprocal of this 1 over 2 now is 2 on the board. So it becomes 2 log 4 in base 2 because we will use this to multiply this. Now the next one, you have your plus. If you watch this, it has a power. The base has a power of minus 1. The reciprocal of this minus 1 is the same thing as minus 1. Because you have your minus 1 divided by 1. Send it down. When you still turn it, it will still give us minus 1 as the answer. So this is minus 1. So here it becomes minus 1, close the bracket, because when two signs are coming together, separate them with bracket. So it becomes log 16 in base 2. Now you have your sign. This one, the same thing. The reciprocal of this, the base has a power. The reciprocal of this, of the power, is 1 over 2. So you have 1 over 2. 1 over 2, look at it. So we divide this by 1 over 2. So it will be 1 over 2 log 32 in base 2. Have you seen it now? Reciprocal of 2 is 1 over 2. Now, we've equated all the base. Log 4 base 2, log 16 base this, log this base 2. So they are all 2, 2. Now, I've been doing that. Now, we need to work on this. Now, how do we solve it now? Here, you have your 2 log. Now, this 4 here can be splitted also, making it having a power which is 2 raised to the power of 2 in base 2. See it now? 2 log 2 raised to the power of 2, which will give us 4 in base 2. Then you have your plus times minus is minus. You have your log, the same 2 raised to the power of 3 in base 2. Because 2 times 2 times 2 will give us 16. You have 2 times 2 times 2. 2 times 2, 4. 4 times 2, 8. Times 2 will give us 16. So it will be 2 raised to the power of 4. Because 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2, 8. 8 times 2, 16. So it becomes log 2 raised to the power of 4 in base 2, which gives us this 16. 2 raised to the power of 4 is 16. Now, the next one, you have your minus 1 over 2 log, which gives us 2 raised to the power of 5. 2 raised to the power of 5 will give us 32 in base 2. Now, to watch, we have powers. We need to get rid of those powers. So, according to the law of logarithm, use the power you're having to multiply the log. The powers multiply the log. The power multiply the log. So it will be 2 times 2 log 2 times this 2. This 2 comes here. Use this 2 to multiply this 2. So it will be 2 times this 2 log 2 in base 2. Minus, you have 4. Use 4 to multiply. It will be 4 log 2 in base 2. You have your minus 1 over 2 times 5. This 5, use it to multiply. Times 5 log 2 to base 2. Now, according to the law of logarithm, log of a number to its base, log to a number of its base gives 1. Log of a number to its base gives 1. So log 2 base 2 will give you 1. Log 2 base 2 will give 1. This log 2 base 2 will cancel out. When they cancel out, it will give you 1. So here it will be 2 times 2 times log 2 base 2 gives us 1. Then you have your minus 4 times log 2 base 2 gives us 1. Then minus, you have a 1 over 2 times 5 times log 2 base 2 give us 1. Let me set it down. So, having done this, we need to simplify all. Now we'll bring it together. Now, what should we do now? If you look at the board, here we have 2 times 2 times 1 will give us 4. You have your minus 4 times 1 is 4. Here you have your minus, you have this 1 times 5 times 5. 1 times 5 times 1 will give us 5 over 2. So what should we do? We balance it, put over 1 over 1. We look for the LCM. LCM is 2. 2 into 1 is 2. 2 times 4 is 8. Minus 2 into 1 is 2. Times this is 8. Minus 2 into 2 is 1. 1 times 5 is 5. So what should you do? You have 8 minus 8 is out of it. So what do you have now? What do you have? This is 8 minus 8 is out of it. So it becomes minus 5 over 2, which is our answer. Thank you.